Hello students, let's try to solve this question which came in JEE May 2021. In the question, so many sign terms have been given, right? And let's see how we can solve it, okay? Let's go ahead like this. Two sine pi by 8, sine 2 pi by 8, sine 3 pi by 8, okay? And sine 5 pi by 8, 6 pi by 8, 7 pi by 8. Okay, so if you see sine 5 pi by 8, 6 pi by 8, 7 pi by 8, they can be simplified further, right? Okay, let's do it. Sine 5 pi by 8. Sine 5 pi by 8, we can write it as sine pi minus 3 pi by 8. Okay, because if you simplify this, it becomes 8 pi minus 3 pi, which is 5 pi. Okay, similarly, sine 6 pi by 8. It can be written as sine pi minus 2 pi by 8. Okay, and sine 7 pi by 8 can be written as sine pi minus pi by 8. This becomes 8 pi minus 1 pi, 7 pi by 8. Okay, now you see that all these three terms we have written in a different. Okay, now sine 5 pi by 8 has been written as sine pi minus 3 pi by 8. If you further simplify it, which becomes sine pi minus theta. Sine pi minus theta is sine theta. So sine pi minus 3 pi by 8 becomes sine 3 pi by 8. This becomes sine 2 pi by 8, and this becomes sine pi by 8. Okay, now these three terms, sine pi by 8, 2 pi by 8, 3 pi by 8, they are same as sine pi by 8, 2 pi by 8, 3 pi by 8. Okay, so this complete question becomes 2 times sine pi by 8 into sine 2 pi by 8 into sine 3 pi by 8 whole square. Okay. Now let's try to simplify this. 2 times sine 2 pi by 8. The middle term, this one, sine 2 pi by 8. This is what? Sine pi by 4. Okay. So this is sine pi by 8. This is sine pi by 4. Sine pi by 4 is 1 upon root 2. So this becomes 1 upon root 2 into sine 3 pi by 8 whole square. Now 1 upon root 2 whole square becomes 1 upon 2, which if we take out 2 into this 2, this complete term is 1 upon root 2 square, which becomes 1 upon 2. If you square it out and we have taken this out, inside we are left with sine pi by 8 into sine 3 pi by 8 whole square. Okay, this is cancelled. Okay, sine pi by 8, sine 3 pi by 8 whole square. Now we know that inside if you divide by 2 and multiply by 2, okay, sine pi by 8, sine 3 pi by 8, after this division by 2 and multiplication by 2, we are able to apply the formula of 2 sine A sine B. In order to apply the formula of 2 sine A sine B, we have put an extra 2 here, and to take care of extra 2, we have multiplied the complete term by, we have divided the complete term by 2 again. Okay. 1 upon 2. 2 sine A sine B. That becomes cos. Let me write the complete formula for you here. 2 sine A sine B equal to cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So this becomes cos A minus B, means pi by 8 minus 3 pi by 8 minus cos A plus B. That is pi by 8 plus 3 pi by Okay. Now 1 upon 2 cos pi by 8 minus 3 pi by 8. Pi by 8 minus 3 pi becomes minus 2 pi by 8. That means cos minus pi by 4, and cos minus theta is cos theta. So that becomes cos pi by 4 minus cos pi by 8 plus 3 pi by 8 is 4 pi by 8. That becomes cos pi by 2. Okay. 1 upon 2 square becomes 1 upon 4 into cos pi by 4 is what? 1 upon root 2 minus cos 90 is 0. This is okay. So now we have left with 1 upon 4 into 1 upon root 2. Here is 1 by 2. Our answer is 1 by 8. Okay. So now just to summarize what all formula and logic that we have applied here. Okay. Firstly, we tried to convert the terms which were sine 5 pi by 8, 6 pi by 8, 7 pi by 8, and you see we were able to convert them to the existing terms like sine pi by 8, 2 pi by 8, and 3 pi by 8. Okay. And after that, just a simple formula of 2 sine A sine B equal to cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. We were able to apply. Okay. So I hope the solution is clear. See you in the next. Thank you.